Hey guys, this is Mixmaster 425. I have my GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition here, and I'm going to just do a quick video today, show you how to use the camera and some tips on using the different mounts and accessories that come just standard with the camera. So you can see here, this is my Hero 3 Black. You can tell it's a black edition because you can see the 3 here is dark. The white edition would have a white one, silver would have a silver one, and you get the point. So basically when you get the camera, there's not going to be any battery in it, so you're going to have to open up the back door like this. It's kind of hard to get off, and that's the battery in there. So the battery is going to be in a little plastic bag. You just got to slide it in there, close that up. Then in this little side slot here, you can sort of see it. You can open that up. You can see the micro SD slot, your mini USB, and your mini HDMI. You can pop the micro SD out pretty easily, just push in and it comes out. If you can see that, I use a 32 gigabyte SanDisk Ultra Class 10 card. This is shockproof, waterproof, basically everything you could possibly do to it. It's proof. It's a pretty expensive card. It runs about $50 to $70 sometimes, so it's really tiny. As you can tell, the camera's a lot bigger. So you just slide your card in there, colored side facing up, of course. Push down, hear it click, and it'll be in there. You can then close this up, and you can turn on your camera by holding down this power button at the front. 3 times and it's on. You'll get to a general menu with the camera, and then you can switch menus by pressing this mode button here, same as the power button. Camera, that's burst, that's time lapse, and this is your settings. We can go into your settings and change the frame rate, quality, and width. We can change the quality of the pictures, how many pictures it takes. That's the burst rate. This camera can do up to 30 pictures a second. And the time lapse, you can choose anywhere, I think, between half a second to 60 seconds per photo. I have it half a second. Use the top button to select your choice. So press the menu again, capture settings, setup, wireless controls. That's to delete either the last video or everything on the card, and then we want to exit, bring you back to your main menu. So to turn off your camera, or first I'll show you how to use the Wi-Fi. This button on the side here, it's a tiny little button down here. It acts as the side button on the housing right here. If you hold that down, you'll see blue light come on. It should flash a few times. And then you'll see the little Wi-Fi down here. That means that Wi-Fi is enabled, and it'll keep flashing to show you that Wi-Fi is enabled. To turn it off, just hold it down again, and then it'll flash a few times and Wi-Fi's off. So then to turn off your camera, hold down the power button for about 3 seconds, and you'll hear 7 beeps and the camera's off. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use some of the different mounting accessories that come with the camera now. Or I'll show you how to put it in the waterproof housing first. So here's your waterproof housing. I have the solid back door on it, so it's waterproof. This is the skeleton back door if you want to change it, and that gives you better sound quality at lower speeds. That's below 100 miles an hour if for whatever reason you're going over that speed. So you can just take this, slide it in face down. Obviously be careful not to scratch your lens, and then you're going to want to push the back door as far as you can with your fingers before sliding this over, and then after you do that you're going to want to push down on this. I usually push this over and then it'll click down. That just puts less strain on the hinge up here because obviously it's just plastic, and if you constantly use that as the force to close the door, you're gonna break it eventually, and a new case will run you about $50, which really we don't want to be spending all the time. So now we have these parts here. I'm just gonna get a camera screw over here. You know your camera screws because they're the ones with the long black shaft. This is a mounting screw. You can see that it has a shorter black shaft. So on the camera you can see that it has 2, and on your mount it has 3, so you just want to slide it in here like that. And then you want to slide your screw through and tighten it down pretty good. This is a pivot arm. When you're not using your mounts, you should keep them pretty loose, just because you can see here, I'll show you. I actually dropped this piece and you can see I broke this right here, but I still use it just because I don't want to go buy a new one. So you can see that you have to sort of be careful with these, and this is your J hook, stuff like that. You gotta be careful with all this stuff and make sure not to break it and so on. This is your Wi-Fi remote. You have to change, I'll show you how to connect it right now. You have to go into your camera. Your camera is automatically set up for the Wi-Fi remote, but I use it with my phone too, so I have to change it back and forth in the settings when I want to use my Wi-Fi remote. So I'll just show you right here the wireless settings. I want Wi-Fi remote control, and I already have it connected, so current. And then I can turn on the Wi-Fi remote. It'll flash, and then you can see the same thing on the Wi-Fi remote as on the camera. And then on the Wi-Fi remote we can control all the settings on the camera. So like if I press mode, it changes all this stuff up here. And then if I want to take a video, like of this, I can press this upper button, and then the GoPro will start taking a video. Press it again to stop. And then just, you can turn off your Wi-Fi remote. I actually turned off both there, didn't really want it to do that. But here's a good tip right now. You can see the blue light is still flashing even though the camera's turned off. And that's basically so if I turn on the Wi-Fi remote right now, it'll also turn on my camera. But that wastes a lot of battery because it takes a lot of power to make a Wi-Fi field. So you just want to hold down the Wi-Fi, and there you go, it turns off like that. So with your Wi-Fi remote, you also have this key at the bottom, and that's how you charge it. So there's this little like switch right here. You want to pull it over here and put it like this. And then here we have the charging cable for the remote. You just want to slide it up in there, plug the other end in your computer, and you can charge your remote. Here are some of the solid mounts that they include, the adhesive mounts. I'm just going to demonstrate to you guys that if you put one of your mounts on like this, this is a piece that they recommend for really bumpy terrain and stuff like that. If you slide this down in here, I shouldn't have picked this mount because it's harder to do. I'll use the other one. If you slide this in between the rails, you can see that it'll prevent it from going together and it won't come off of here. So if you're in any bumpy conditions, stuff like that, you might want to use this to make sure that your GoPro is safe. Okay guys, so that's just some tips on how to use the Hero 3 camera. There's lots of other stuff that I'm going to show you how to do. Obviously, always be careful. Always use a tether when you're mounting. And have a great day, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, ask any questions you have. That's it. Mixmaster 425. Have a nice day.